Alright, welcome back everybody. Today is a special project. I'm hoping that it won't take me too long, but you know, that never goes according to plan. Everything always takes way longer than it should. That's okay. We are going to be starting out in a special place, which I'll show you in a moment. First off, I'm going to craft myself a bed. Of course, a purple bed, because that's just how I roll. There we go. And then we're going to be going off into another area. Many of you might know this is the path leading to our guardian farm. We put a lot of work on getting this guardian farm working, and it has definitely paid off. We have gotten so many resources and entirely way too much fish. I'm bringing the bed because, well, phantoms love me, and there's going to be enough near-death experiences here due to all of those guardians, so I don't need extra with those phantoms. So we'll go ahead, just put this right there. I only just didn't do it at the base because, well, it's daytime, so not very helpful. Now there we are. I have been gathering a lot of resources. If you can see here, boom, boom. Well, those are my fish. Boom. Prismarine blocks for days. Prismarine. And then, of course, a ton of sea lanterns. We will be using some of the white glass in this design, and this is the reason why it's taking me so long to be able to get to this project, because dark prismarine is super expensive. It's really hard to get a working ink farm on this server, so we don't really see too much of it, and everybody's been donating it to the nether tunnel projects because they use a lot of it in between on the way there with a lot of stairs, so that's been expensive. So I haven't wanted to ask for any dark prismarine or see if there is any out there, just because I don't want to seem greedy, because I know they need it for a lot of the public projects. So here we're gonna grab some of materials that we need. I know I'm out of rockets, so I'm gonna need some of that real quick. Boom, boom. And if anybody can be nice enough and point out any ink sacs that you see, that would be really appreciated. If you see any of those squids out there, make sure to let me know. I need as much as I can get. Real quick, we'll show what the project's gonna look like. We're gonna be building a roof up on here. And here's my first little mock-up of what a lot of it's gonna look like. It's gonna be a little prismatic design here. You can see kind of into it, but it's gonna be completely blocked off, so it'll actually increase the spawns. Of course, they always try to kill me while I'm doing this, so that makes it that much more dangerous. We're going to go ahead and make these all the way around and slightly dipping towards the center. And then we have a separate thing that's going to be kind of the main focal point, the statue that's going to go into the center. That's going to be the exciting part. This is just going to be the groundwork for it to lay on. Okay, make it a little pretty. But time to get to work, and we'll check back in when I have some progress. Wow. See? Guardians seem to spawn just fine on here. Well, we've gotten quite a bit done here. I got the entire roof covered, which definitely turned out to be way more dangerous than I ever expected. And it's a lot of materials actually doing this, I believe 64 by 64? I was taking a lot more glass than I expected, mostly because I realized that I couldn't just do an outline of glass here. Well, more importantly up here. See how the glass goes all the way around here. I realized that I didn't have some in like the center part, there's a good chance that they might like jump up and get caught and lose a little bit of how functional this is. I'm sure we lose a little bit here and there, but definitely not enough to care, because when I was doing this, it seems like they were spawning just fine. And as you can see, now that I've entered the area, they're already starting to spawn. And I was having no issues earlier. I would actually died. Crazy Monkey tried to save me. He died. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. There are actually a lot of pieces that I have left, but of course the limiting factor that I expected is the dark prismarine. And it's not just these slabs, but it's actually all the stairs. I use a lot of stairs in this design, as you can see from this one over here, because this is how it's going to end up turning out in the end. But ink is not easy to come by so far. I do have an order with Mnky, where he's going to try to get me like 18 stacks of ink, so hopefully that'll cover what I need for this and the next part of the project. So speaking of the next part of the project, I'm going to start doing the outline now. So I'll get back to you guys in just a second. So I actually start today out in the vine farm that Crazy Monkey was so kind enough to make for me. I did AFK over here overnight, but I'm assuming I was cut pretty early because I only got 2.5 stacks of vines. But that should do me well for a little bit. It's a small part of the color palette that I'm going to be using for the Guardian Farm statue. Pretty ingenious design, by the way. Just sit in here, have my auto click on, and just let it throw me back and forth, back and forth. Once I hit a certain area, it hits a button, flows a different way, and pushes me back. Pretty smart, and it worked really well. Might need a little bit more, but that should be good for now. I'm going around collecting all the resources that are needed for the next stage of the project. Speaking of, let's go take a look at what I did last night. Alright, so back to the Guardian Farm we go. I was able to get a little bit done last night before it ended. I still wish I had some dark prismarine, which I'm waiting on from another server mate. But as soon as Mnky gets back to me, then I'll be able to hopefully have a bunch. Here's looking at a lot of the color palette I'm going to need. I have a lot of dirt to help me with the outline, a lot of dye as you can see, gravel, which is sand is somewhere around here because I'm going to be using some concrete. There we go. Terracotta, which I'm going to be dyeing in yellow and orange. That's all of the dye. Some orange wool. These are going to be for the little, I don't know, what would you consider them, spikes that come out of the side of it. And then this is specifically just so I can build some scaffolding there, because I know it's going to get annoying once I get really high up there. Because just to show you, it's another big go big or go home situation, because this is how big that statue is going to be. It's gigantic. And then these guys are going to come spewing out. The eyeball is the goal. So, I mean, this is just the initial outline. I do have these going out a little further than they need to, just because these are going to be kind of like plates. They're going to go inside these areas in order to make it easier for me to build. Eventually, we're going to have to figure out what to do with this when I get to that area. Probably a little redesign from Crazy Monkey in the middle of the build. But he has further plans for it once we get there. And anybody who's played knows how large of a task this actually turns out to be. So, one more mega project, here we go. Well, we're taking a small little detour from our episode, because I don't know if you all noticed, I hardly noticed, how I've been feeling under the weather lately. Feeling a bit green, which isn't my natural color at all. So here is my secret location. The secret of all my power, secret of all my inspiration, and it's gonna help me feel a little better. And then hopefully we can get back to building the way we're meant to. So here is my secret cave. There's the power. There's the light. This is what I need. Feel a little bit better, you know? Here goes nothing. Let's see if I can get a little bit of that color back into me. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Oh, and I feel so much better. Whew. Oh, there's the energy, creativity that I needed. Alright. How do I look? How do I look? Oh, so much better. See? Purple's such a better color on me. I now have what I need. Now just don't... just don't tell anybody about this place. Alright? This is my secret cove. My secret of the ooze. Alright, back to business. Back to building.
Alright, so we've got the front face done. Kind of made a small boo-boo, but, you know, it'll work itself out. So I'm not too worried, but look. How's that? How's that eyeball? Love it. Definitely should get some slow falling potions to make this a little easier in the future. But yeah, we'll probably move this up so it's coming right out of the eyeball. So that'll be cool. Red glass behind it and stuff, so it'll still keep the effect. And then I'm thinking about like a purple and blue spiral coming out of the eyeball, spitting it out. Kind of the way that they shoot their lasers out when they attack you, which I've gotten pretty used to by now. I mean, how many times did it kill me? 40? 45 times? But yeah, as you can see, it's only one faceplate, and that took a long time, and there's a bunch more to do. So, I mean, we got a cave that's 6 plus the inside, which is 6 across. So, I mean, it's a lot of materials. It's a lot of materials. I really should have been getting, definitely should have been getting some vines. But I decided to go with the random effect. I didn't want it to be, you know, absolutely the same as a Minecraft Guardian. I wanted to give it a little bit of my own flair and randomness to it. I think it gives it a good texture. I'll probably put some lights behind these glass, help it glow at night, so it's not just darkness. But yeah, see, watch. See, watch. See? It's like these blue and yellow and green. But so I was thinking probably blue and purple. That's my guess. Maybe we got other colors. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll play around with it when we get there. Well, here we're back to look at the progress. A little dirt out of the way, look. Face looks great. I'm really happy with it. Looks like I got some scaffolding to get out of the way. But you wouldn't believe how many resources this took. I mean, on the plus side, the farm itself creates most of the resources. So while I'm here, I'm getting more of everything that I need. But this thing is giant. Let's go all the way around. Everything is done. We will have some modifications, of course, to do once we get all of this through. All the lights under here, it's going to give it a really interesting, like, ambiance. Especially once I finish with all the Dark Prismarine. Still haven't seen Mnky on, so not sure if I'm going to get it from him, or, as Crazy Monkey and I talked about a little earlier, getting our own ink farm going, which would be interesting in itself. Apparently, really easy. As you can see, it's still working. Not only is it working well, I mean, just look at this. I've had to empty out all 5 of these double chests 3 times over since working on this. I mean, that shows you how effective it is, and also how long I've had to work on this. It takes a lot longer than you would think to fill in all of those squares randomly. You know, it's a little weird, but I got it done. So we've done a little bit more. We definitely have gotten this part done. It took a little bit more of finesse to try to get it in, because you know, it's easier to go up than it is to go down in Minecraft building. Plus, I had to do, if you can see, take a little chunk out of it, make it kind of go through the building itself, which was part of my plan, to get it kind of to connect with the building, as I say. So that's to give it some kind of structure, with it still being able to like kind of float above the rest of the items. So here we go. I think it looks pretty good. The length's pretty good. It just hangs off just a little bit. So I've done this one, and I've done this one to kind of like get my bearings straight on how it's supposed to look, and I'm pretty happy with it. So complete the other two around, and then it gets a little trickier, but not too bad, going out the corners. Alright, let's get those done. You know, I swear every time that I try to record, it decides, hey, this is a good time to rain. So, my apologies for the awkwardness of the rain, but you know, what you gonna do, right? I'm gonna add more on there. I just don't want anything spawning. But look what we did. All of the spikes are done. How awesome is that, huh? Oh, it is really coming together, which is awesome. I love it. And Crazy Mnky and I have some plans for the inside, the killing chamber, a viewing area where the nether portal is gonna go, and then I also have some. I think I'm gonna have some plans on how I'm gonna do the beacons around the corners. You know, add some flair to this, you know, otherwise very, very square area. But I, for the grand reveal, am more or less done with the entire statue. This is the statue part. So today we got all of that up. Got the spikes in. Look, I added some texture to it. Isn't that nice? Ooh. Like, that's kind of weird from there, but like from afar, like you get a little bit like this thing has got some layers to it. And then if you can see here, I know sometimes it's a little hard to see, I added a lot of string. Alright, so we got that, so we don't have any spawns, so I don't have to worry about anything like spawning up here, killing our counts, getting annoying, or even worse, creepers blowing things up. I added a lot of carpet here, so as you imagine what's under here, boom. This helps light up the build. I don't need lights everywhere. I think it actually gives it a cool effect that it's not lit everywhere, so during nighttime it's kind of like light and dark here and there. But, and here's the other part, the tail. Whoops. Ah, I swear I can fly. What? Really thought I had that one. Not my best flying tail. But see, I gave it some color. And I really actually like the shape. I like the scheme of it. I like how long it is. I think like I'm really proud about how this statue turned out, and I just don't know if you guys can comprehend how big this is and how many resources they can. The amount of terracotta I've needed has just been insane, just for the spikes alone. Luckily, you know, most of the resources is being built by the farm inside to begin with, so that's very helpful. But I think that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I enjoyed actually making it, and I really am proud of what I had done here. So thanks again for watching. You know, hit that like button if you can for me. Really, really helps me out. Subscribers is where it's at.
So if you could subscribe and get more of this content, that'd be wonderful, because I'm really enjoying this and I'd like to do it more. And the more subscribers I have, the more inclined I am to do it. So thanks again for watching. Crazy Mnky and Darmice. We're here on the Titancraft server, and it's been great. You guys have a great night. Thank you.